Hello everyone, this is your January forecast. And listen, I'm going to take a moment to just explain how this is working from now. And that is, I'm posting this very same video to all of you sun signs, all right? So you don't need to go listen to your moon or rising sign. And I'm doing it for one reason and one reason only. And that is because I'm changing up the format, because now I will be posting only one video, not 12. Not one for each sun sign. And I'm just wanting to make all of you alert of how this is working. If you follow me on my newsletter, you've already been alerted. For those of you, if you've already listened to the 2018 forecast, you have been notified there. But in case you haven't listened to those two, I just want to explain to you as well, so that you know that in the monthly forecasts upcoming, there will be only one video. And then you will find it under astrology for that month, like February horoscope or March horoscope. And in that, I will be explaining all the workings of the upcoming month, the influences, how we can integrate all the various energies that we're going to be encountering. So it's going to still be very, very informative. Now, the reason being is that I just have very many creative projects going on, so it's more of a time constriction that I'm having right now, and maybe down the road we can pick it back up again and go to the various 12 signs. But you won't be missing out on anything. In the meanwhile, I am commuting a lot between Tucson, Sedona, up to my art studio there. I got other creative projects ongoing as well. Now, that being said, I'm still doing my readings for you. You can still call me and have a talk about what's going on in your life. We will check into that. I'm still doing transit readings and recordings for you as well. So you can find me on my website. If you want to talk to me in the mornings, we can set that up. All right? Now, let's get on with what is coming up in January for you. Hello everyone, this is your January forecast, and it is 2018. Now, we got a blue moon this month, and what does that mean? It means we get to experience 2 full moons this month. So 2018 has 13 full moons. The first one is on January 1st, so this is such a great way to start the new year. It is full at 11 degrees in the sign of Cancer. So lucky you, Cancer, you are in the limelight. It is still New Year's experiences and celebrations and so forth. And so you will be feeling this the most. But then, of course, you water signs, Pisces and Scorpio, also will have a benefit of harvesting from this full moon. You will feel that things are really just going to deepen your emotions that much more. It could be a magical New Year's Eve and celebration. Those of you feeling maybe a little challenged by it may be Capricorn, Aries, and Libra, because Capricorn is in the opposition side, and of course Aries and Libra, you are squared by 90 degrees, so you might just feel that emotions are running really high, as there could be a couple of little wrenches thrown into the mix that you might just have to balance. Now, the second full moon is no typical just full moon. This is a total lunar eclipse that can be seen from North America. It will happen at 11 degrees in Leo. So for those of you who are going to set out to watch it, watch your eyes, but it should be spectacular. Now, it being in the sign of Leo, it will eclipse things of the Leo nature within all of us. We all have Leo somewhere in our chart. We don't have to be born in the sign of Leo. What that means is that we're going to be looking at elements of pride and joy, which Leo comes up with so much warmth, right? Fun, but also with dignity. So we're going to be looking at what do we need now to eclipse out of our emotional life that might have been festering under the surface, right? It's going to come up. It's going to show itself. And we will look at certain things and say, you know, I'm done with that. Normally, when these eclipses come by own choice, it's a sense and a feel of liberation. It's only when it comes at us that we didn't expect it, that it could show up as a surprise. In the overall, what I want you all to think about, though, is that the universe hardly ever eclipses anything out of anybody's life without there being a higher purpose or intention. We can only sometimes see that in the aftermath. It shuts certain doors so that new doors can open. It's kind of getting a nice kick in the butt to move forward to new opportunities and so forth that we wouldn't get if we didn't get this supercharged fast forward moment, right? So we want to trust it. We want to look at the awe of the beauty of this total lunar eclipse and welcome it into our lives. The new moon will take place on January 16th in the sign of Capricorn, 26 degrees. So that Capricornian new moon will stimulate all of us to look at what it is we want to prompt forward. Think about Capricorn being ruled by Saturn, so it's a Saturnian type new moon energy, giving us a little bit more body and form and structure and foundation. So that grounding in our new intentions, and this is the time we always place new intentions for the oncoming month and year. The new moon in Capricorn won't be back for another year. So that being said, let's take a look at now January 1st and onwards, because we have now the full moon. We have Mars and Jupiter. They're conjuncting. They're a couple of degrees apart as we start off New Year's Eve and into January 1st, but they're placed in the sign of Scorpio. This allows us to dig deep into our emotions, into our intentions, into our will and willpower. Now, nobody has stronger will than Scorpio. Well, we can put in Taurus. That's where a lot of that willpower is coming from, but Scorpio will make it happen. Now, Jupiter is here trying to open up what it is we're trying to achieve, and we are very private for the most part when this transit is taking place until that of January 26th, where Mars then will move into Sagittarius. So we could be working on certain things privately, quietly, until it's time to reveal certain things. And but then from January 26th, Mars will be moving into Sag, bringing up a lot of happy-go-lucky and get up and go type of enthusiastic energy. Mercury is here as we start off the month, and so we are very communicative in the sense of what it is we're planning for the future. Sagittarius always keeps the eye on the horizon, and so will you. You might have a little itch and a want and maybe perhaps a lust to travel more in 2018, and your mind may be circulating upon these matters here as we start off in the early month. And I'd also like to throw in there that thoughts about classes, going back to school, getting some more education, or maybe it could just be you wanting to do some research, which Mercury really loves to do because it likes knowledge, especially when it is in this sign. So you might find yourself looking up things that you would like to know more about. Now we have Venus and Saturn. They're pretty close. So Venus just crossed Saturn on Christmas Day. So for that, for those of you who really had time to share with your family, was a great time and a sober time in many ways, where I think just the sense and the feeling of gratitude was really especially close this year, and you're carrying those wonderful feelings with you into January. And of course, now we also have the Sun working in the sign of Capricorn, which stimulates all of us to look at that structure that we have. Venus also is looking at structure, safety, those things that can secure us, our family, the love of those things that are important to us, to the people close to us. It's really a reflective type new year, even though it's so jazzed and so full with so much opportunity due to that Mars and Jupiter that are kind of working and shunting those big, far-fetched visions for the entire year as we started out the month. And Jupiter will also stimulate how Venus can be working to secure those things. So we're taking steps, not just baby steps, but I'd like to say within that first week of January, we might see that we're taking more expansive steps as to trying to secure that path that we're walking. Speaking about Venus, Venus rules love, right? All those things that we appreciate, and it's also romantic, but it's also money. So we might be looking at money issues this month, how that can grow If there is opportunities, we might pursue them. If not, we will be looking at how we can secure the foundation of what we're working at. And Venus will do so until the 17th. So that will pretty much be your focus. But then from the 17th onwards, throughout the rest of the month, Venus will change colors. It is moving into the sign of Aquarius. And what that will do for you is liberating, freeing up your thoughts. It's an air sign, right? And we kind of tend to think outside of the box when Venus is in Aquarius. It becomes a little bit more daring and wanting more excitement. So we find ourselves not just thinking outside of that box, but we want to explore. We want to try new things. There's excitement that is at the core of our natures, and so either we extend that and give more excitement outward, either to our partner or friends, or also being the recipient of it. But definitely Venus in Aquarius is never ever boring. Okay, so we have that to look forward to. And then we have Saturn, which now has moved into Capricorn. Okay, it's been 2.5 years in the sign of Sagittarius. So we have really set out towards those goals that we had back then, and we have concluded those goals. So all of us are pretty much here on our first baby step of what we can come to achieve over the next 2.5 years. Saturn rules Capricorn. It's comfortable here. And so now we're going to see how we can structurally build the area of our life that is now needing to be fully focused on. It allows us to master what we might not have mastered before, so it's going to bring to us those situations that we can now take on and meet straight face to face, right? Challenges. We're going to find more strength, new strength. It's all about structure. Where there is weak spots in our life, well, they're going to be patched. And the universe will be pointing out to you where those weak spots might be. Mind you, it's not happening all at once. We do have, in fact, 2.5 years to work this through. So keep that in mind. So Uranus will turn direct for us January 2nd, and what that will do is it will awaken that inner genius that you have, right? It is that higher mind, not just the Mercury linear way of thinking, communicating, and so forth, and reasoning. It's the higher mind which gives us those inspirational full downloads of information where we can troubleshoot and we can brainstorm and so forth. We love when Uranus is direct, so we got that to look forward to. Turning direct there at 24 degrees in Aries. Then Mercury goes into Capricorn January 11th, so moving out of that Sagittarian energy, now looking more at structure and form. We are a little bit more serious when Mercury is in Capricorn, but it is because we feel we really need to tune in and go to work. Now Jupiter will sextile Pluto on January 15th, and what that does, well, they're both money planets, so this could be a very good money day. They're in a harmonious aspect. Jupiter wants to expand what Pluto is doing, has been doing, so we could be receiving gift or news of money or money issues. Did mention the new moon on the 16th, so that is 26 degrees in Capricorn. On the 17th, Venus moves into Aquarius, which allows us now to explore a little bit more, to think outside of the box. You know, we've had somewhat of deeper processing of our thought patterns or emotional patterns since late December. So now we're freeing up. We're feeling more liberated. We might even want a little bit more space to go do our thing. And that goes too, especially when the sun enters into Aquarius. Happy birthday, Aquarius. That will be January 19th. The sun won't catch up with Venus there, so we got a couple of very harmonious and fun days where we just want to radiate all that love that we hold in our heart, and we're going to feel the attraction of that Venusian energy here with the sun. So it's beautiful days that we can just actually cruise and feel that we're doing what it is needing to be done. Mars, though, will be changing signs here January 26th, and it will be leaving, as mentioned earlier, the area of Scorpio. So now Mars is going to really shoot up energy as far as it's harmonious in the sign of Sag. They're both fire so we can feel that our goals are a little bit more hands-on, perhaps. I feel there's a lot of get up and go energy. We are motivated and we're optimistic and we're really enthusiastic about the things that we have been kind of working silently with, you know, been holding a little bit more privately close to heart. But now it's all about taking that out, and you will feel how this energy is going to be shunting you forward. Okay, we love when we're motivated because we just can accomplish that much more when we're feeling that jovial, optimistic, enthusiastic type energy. We can be quite successful with that kind of attitude that we will be holding. And of course, as Mars is journeying through here, which it will for a while, it's going to power up on that resource of feeling that you have everything that is needed to have, and it will linger into that of March 18th. Okay, so January 26th to March 18th is a great time for you to feel that you can accomplish with this type of motivational energy. So this concludes the January forecast. Now, if you haven't subscribed, please do so you get your February forecast. And remember, now when you go looking for your reading for next month, look up under February Horoscope. That's how you're going to find it. You won't find it under your sun sign, so just keep that in mind, right? Or you can always find it on my website as well. So have a good one, everyone. See you in February. Bye now.